A very warm welcome and a good evening to one and all. Welcome to Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook live page here this evening. We are here on the BMW's Dhammadana series, and this evening we have a very distinguished academician, professor from Sri Lanka, who will join us. And this professor will be actually explaining to us on the Mangala Sutta and the 38 blessings that we have in the Mangala Sutta. So we are very proud to have with us Professor G. Sumanapala from Sri Lanka, and he's on the Dhammadana series for the first time. Let us give him a warm welcome and let me introduce Professor to the screen. Good evening, Professor. Welcome to Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook page.
Good evening.
Okay, for those of you who are unfamiliar or don't know much about Professor Sumanapala, let me read his profile. Um, and then we will start off with the Dhamma sharing. Professor G.D. Sumanapala was a senior professor and the chair of the Department of Pali and Buddhist Studies at the University of Kelaniya, Sri Lanka from 1981 to 2017. He obtained his BA honors and masters, including the PhD degrees from the same university. In addition to his service at the University of Kelaniya, um, he has also served 1 year as a director and lecturer at the Vikrama Arachi Ayurvedic Institute, University of Kelaniya, and 7 years as the director of the Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies, University of Kelaniya. I think there's some interference. Let me just quickly cut this off. Okay. He has also passed the Royal Pandit degree in Pali, Sinhala, and Sanskrit. He has participated and has presented papers in Buddhist Ayurvedic psychiatry and counseling at more than 70 international seminars held in various countries. He has published more than 30 books and nearly 100 research papers in Sinhala and English covering the subjects of Pali, Sanskrit, Buddhist philosophy and culture, Ayurveda, astrology, and research methodology. He has also published Pali and Sanskrit poems on Buddhist philosophy. Professor is a member of the board of directors of the Sanchi University of Buddhist Indic Studies in India, and also is an executive council member of the International Association of Buddhist Universities based in Bangkok, Thailand. At present, he serves as the course coordinator and member of the council and the dean of the Faculty of Traditional Systems of Medicine at the Nagananda Institute of Buddhist Studies in Kelaniya, Sri Lanka. With that, you can see he's got a very strong academic background and is very knowledgeable. And we're very glad that we have Professor Galmangoda Sumanapala with us this evening. So, Professor, I would like to hand the screen down to you, and you can start. Yeah, this evening's Dhamma sharing. Welcome.
Right. Thank you very much. Dear Venerable Sirs, dear friends, first of all, I am very thankful to Mr. Tilak for inviting me to participate in this Dhammadana series organized by the Buddhist Mahavihara in Malaysia. And I understand that Mr. Tilak Leslie is very keen in organizing these events. He was very carefully informed me all the details regarding this program. Therefore, I could easily attend this seminar or discussion on time. Therefore, I think earlier he suggested me that to talk on Vyaggapadya Sutta and Parabhava Sutta. But later through Venerable Monk, I informed him that I will talk on Mangala Sutta and Sigalovada Sutta because, I have to clarify the reason at the very beginning. Because, there are many suttas, many discourses of the Pali canon. For example, about 33 discourses in the Dīga Nikaya, more than 115 Majjhima Nikaya, more than 7,000 in Samyutta Nikaya, more than 9,000 in Anguttara Nikaya. But these are the reports of the Buddha's teachings. They include facts, many facts, but they are actually Venerable Ananda and his successors, as well as other elders in the Theravada tradition, have recorded them on the books. But they have recorded them in brief, all the important facts. But some are in a dialogue form, some are in a prose level. But however, there is a big problem. The problem is that I think all of you are aware that according to the modern management system, in order to practice something or follow something, we should have planning. That means we have theories in the suttas. Many thousands of theories are there. But these theories cannot be put into practice without a plan. Therefore, we have not made many plans to practice these suttas. But in my case, I have personally published plans for a number of discourses. But Vyagapajya Sutta and Parabhava Sutta has not been studied in order to make a plan. Because I don't like to talk on the facts. In the 38 factors, and also there are many factors in the Sigalova, the Mangala, Vasala, Parabhava. Even I can memorize them. I have memorized them. I can chant them without referring to books. But however, it is not useful. Therefore, I like to talk on the discourses on which I have made the plans to practice it. These are not available in the other books or in the commentaries, but in the light of the commentaries, I have made these plans. Therefore, you also can think over this and you can practice it. Because Buddhism from the beginning was Vijja Charana Sampanna. The Buddha was endowed with the quality Vijja Charana Sampanna. Knowledge and practice both together. Theory and practice go together. They are not separated in Buddhism. While understanding, we have to practice it at the same time. Then, as far as Buddhist discourses are concerned, their practical ways are not always found. Because if there is a theory, suppose that theory and practice means actually practice we call sometimes technique. There is a very famous saying of a psychiatry in the West: technique without theory is blind. Technique or practice without theory is blind, because we don't know where we are going. Because theory explains where we have to go. The philosophical explanation is in the theory, and practice recommends how to follow it. And on the other hand, theory without technique is empty. If there are many theories, but if there is no way of practicing them, or the theory, the practice or technique, then empty. Empty means useless. We cannot get results. Therefore, at the beginning, I have to say that I changed the two discourses, or I replaced the two discourses suggested to me by Mangala Sutta and Sigaluvada Sutta, because I have made plans for these suttas. Some others are there, but they do not include Parabhava and Vyagapajya. But however, Mangala Sutta, today I am going to talk on Mangala Sutta. I think all of you are very familiar with the Sutta, therefore I don't want to explain the meanings in detail. Evam me sutang ekam samayam bhagava ravatyang viharati jetavane anatha pindikassa arame atako anyatara devata abhikkantaya rattiya abhikkantavanna kevala kappam jetavarang ubhasetva bhagavantang abhivadetva ekamantang attati ekamantang titako sadevata bhagavantang gathaya ajjabhati. One deity in the midnight came to the Jetavana and saluted the Buddha and sat on one side and expressed these stanzas. The first one is Bahudeva Manussacha Mangalani Achintayungi Akankamana Sottanam Bruhi Mangala Muttam. Many people, many deities are searching for what are the blissful facts for the life. They are not they have no conclusions about this. Therefore, the deity requested the Buddha to explain the blissful facts for the life. Then from the next stanza, it explains 38 factors. Because our knowledge, complete knowledge, that means knowledge means not only the understanding, but also practice. That practice and knowledge both together, in order to complete this understanding, this kind of understanding, we should know two things. The first thing is the knowledge of the facts. Knowledge of the facts. That means, for example, in the Mangala Sutta, there are 38 facts. We should know how to define, how to interpret all these 38 facts or factors. But it is only it represents only 50% of our knowledge. Then practical part is absent there. Therefore, in order to practice these 38 facts, we should know how these 38 factors are interconnected as causes and effects with reference to our day-to-day life. That is the complete understanding of Buddhist teachings. Then first, I have not changed the order of the stanzas of the discourse. I will take one by one from the beginning, and I will explain, according to my opinion, the 38 factors of Mangala Sutta can be planned under 7 steps of the life, from childhood until the time of death. We can plan our life uh, according to these 38 factors under 7 steps. I am explaining now these 7 steps. You also can think of it, and then you may understand how to practice it. Otherwise, if we define and interpret all the 38 factors, and if we memorize the whole Mangala Sutta, but I think we cannot expect any specific effect for the life. But if we make a plan like this for these suttas, then we can practice it, we can put into practice it in the society or in the family, in the personal life. That is what my aim. Then let us take, because we have a limited time, therefore I will take one by one. But however, I am not going to explain all the meanings of all the stanzas, but I take the main idea. Each and every stanza has a main idea. I am taking that idea. Let us take the first one. Asevanacha balanam panditanancha sevana pujacha pujaniyanam etam mangala muttama. We'll take asevanacha balanam. Not to associate with bad people. Right? Then we'll take the second one. Patirupa desa vasocha pubbecha kata punyata atta samma panidicha etam mangala muttama. We'll take the living in a suitable environment. Then this is the first step. As a child, actually children should be brought up, even according to the modern psychology and psychiatry, children should be given two main things: good association and good environment. Because good association, the pandita means the intelligent people means actually here Pandita is not really the intelligent people, but actually parents, brothers, sisters, teachers, priests, etc. These important people who are closely connected with our life. Then, if the children associate with them, they take them as their example of life. And also, it is good for them because in the childhood, whatever we keep in mind, later on, uh, all these things influence for our life. Whatever we study or do, but most important fact is that we have inherited actually sometimes according to Buddhism from even from previous life. But however, if we concern this life, whatever we experience in the childhood will be affected in the later, right? And the other thing is suitable environment. Suitable environment means, you know, good hydrogen, the trees, rivers, animals, birds, forests, etc. That such a comfortable and healthy environment is very important to grow the child in healthy, because healthy life is very important, because nowadays we know that environmental pollution is very high, therefore people are suffering with many diseases. Therefore environmental uh, suitable environment is an essential fact for the children. The other thing is the good association with good people. Then understand the first step is that according to Mangala Sutta, we have to bring up the children from their childhood uh, in a good environment and with association with the good people. That these two factors are very important. Other aspects explained in the stanzas you can consider in connection with this. That is the first step. We have to bring the children in a good environment in connection with the association of good people. Then the children's personality will grow up perfectly. And the second step, then next stanza is Bahu Satchancha Sippancha Vinayocha Susikkito Subhasitachaya Vacha Etam Mangala Uttamam. Then after about 5 years, Buddha has not given age limit because it depends on the persons. Sometimes it may be 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, etc. Therefore, like the Western people, Buddha or his disciples has not given exact age limit for these steps. But however, next comes the education of the child, because about 5 years the child was brought up in a good environment and with good association of the people, then his personality will be okay. Then next stage, next step, second step is to give a good education. Then in it, as far as education is concerned, we have to give two things: Bahu Satchancha Sippancha. Sippa means vocational training, because other kinds of intellectual subjects may be useful, but however, most important thing is that we have to earn something to live. Therefore, for that purpose, every child should be given a vocational training. That is Sippa. And Bahu Satcha. Bahu Satcha cannot be taught, because the children should be exposed to the society. We have to introduce them. These are parents, these are brothers, sisters, and these are relatives, these are friends, these are priests, these are uh, doctors, and what are your duties, etc. Because we have to participate with the children uh, in such occasions. New Year festival or religious activities or other anything, whatever we need. And also when we are cooking, we have to fetch them to see it. Then they know how to cook, how to sweep, how to wash, how to take bath, how to clean the house, etc. All these things should be exposed to the children. Then children know how to live. Everything they know. That means they are very skillful. Because if we are sending the children to the school and we do not take them to other activities, then finally then they have higher degrees, but they don't know how to live. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to sweep. They don't know how to respect. They don't know how to perform their duties towards the other groups of the society. Then it is useless. Then actually their life is unsuccessful. Therefore, parents and other family members should be careful about bringing the children in such activities, to give them experience in such activities by participating, because we have to take them with us. But what happens today is that we send them to the private classes, we participate in the religious and other activities, then they don't know what they are. But however, we should give that training to the children, and also we should give them professional training. That means it is essential. Sabbe ekanamaking sabbe satta aharatika. Number one is that all people depend on food. Therefore, we should know a means how to earn something to live. Therefore, these two aspects are very important in the education of the children. That is why Bahu Satchancha Sippancha Vinayocha. Vinaya means discipline. Because they should have a discipline. Because Vinaya Vidya Dadati Vinayam. No, the science give the discipline. That is our Asian theme, right? Without discipline, if there is education, it is useless. Bahu Satchancha Sippancha Vinayocha Susikkito. Well practiced discipline. Subhasitachaya Vacha. Because we should know communication. It is also a social experience, right? And together with education. So, because communication plays a very important role in day-to-day life. Therefore, children should be trained how to speak, and they should be disciplined, and also they they should know all the activities related to their life, and also they should have a profession, maybe a doctor, teacher, or carpenter, whatever it is, right? Then this is called education according to Mangala Sutta. This is the second step of life. We have to organize the uh, people's life in accordance with these steps from childhood and up to the death. Then first, good association, good environment. Then if these two are okay, that means uh, their personality and health is assured. Then if their education is endowed with all these factors, experience, vocational training, and discipline, and communication, then their education is complete. Then they become a good personality. Then now we go to the third step. Next stanza says, Mata Pitu Pattanam Puttadarasa Sangaho Anakulachakam Manta Etam Mangala Muttama. What does this mean? Mata Pitu Pattanam, duties towards the parents. Puttadara, Putta means children, and Dara means wife. Puttadarasa Sangaho. Anakulachakam Manta. Systematic, fully systematic way of life. That means now the person is perfect because he has a good personality, good experience, good education, good profession. Now he can bring up a family. Bring up a family. Actually, family system now it is destroyed in many countries. That is why many problems arise among the people because family system is destroyed due to the modern uh, trends, right? But however, Buddhism emphasizes the importance of family system. The family members are father, mother, wife, husband, children. That is then they should perform their duties towards the members of the family. All these duties are explained in the Sigalova, the Sutta. What are the duties towards the parents, towards the teachers, etc. Then we can discuss it later. Then all these duties are family duties. Then if we are doing other duties without doing family duties, it is wrong. First of all, our first obligation is to perform our duties towards the members of the family. Members of the family means our parents, wife, husband, children. Then family life is okay. Then now we come to the fourth. First one is good association, good environment. Second one is good education, good discipline, communication. Third step is to build up a good family system. But we call it marriage, etc. But no, it is a family, because the main purpose of family system is to produce the good children to the society. That is the main purpose. Enjoyment is not the purpose of married life, but producing good people, good children to the society is the main purpose of family system. Then it is okay. Third step. Then that means we have to we have to produce good children, and we have to perform our duties towards all the members of the family. That then family life is okay. But we are not living only in a family. We are living in a society. Our families are connected with the surrounding society. Therefore, we have some duties to be performed towards the social groups. That means we have friends, relatives, religious leaders, etc. Then actually, without the society, people cannot live happily. Therefore, we should perform our duties as far as possible towards the social groups. Then the next stanza says, Danancha dhamma charyacha jnatakānañca sangaho anavajjani kammani etam mangala muttamam. Dana, dhammacharya means religious duties to be performed. We have, because religion is a part of our society. Therefore, we should do our duties towards the religion. Jnatakaanañca sangaho. Jnati means not only the relations, because vissasa parama jnati. The relation means those who have confidence on us, as well as we have confidence on them. Then confidence is the main factor of the relationship. Then we have to do our duties towards our other friends, relatives, etc. Then our social context is okay, because without a peaceful social context, we cannot live happily in the society. Therefore, according to this stanza, as the fourth step, we have to perform our social duties. That is number four, step 4. Now we go to the step 5. What is that? Now you see, up to this fourth level, now he has become an adult. The person has become an adult. Then, according to Buddhism, there are the treatment for adults, or respecting the adults, is a great virtue. But nowadays we know, in the modern society, adults are not treated well. They are not respected well. Why? They have not built up their character as the virtues of an adult. Then let us say, here it says, these are the main practices of the elders now, adults. Arati virati papa majja pana cha sanyamu appamado cha dhammesu etam mangala muttamam. Arati virati papa. They have to refrain from all kinds of wrong things. Then only the new generation will respect the adults, right? Arati majja pana cha sanyamu. We have to especially refrain from alcohol, taking intoxicating drinks. Then adults are considered as the examples for our life, right? Others follow their character, no? Therefore, in the adult life, we should have an exemplary character. Then, for to build up that, we have to refrain from all kinds of bad actions as well as from alcohol. Then this is arati virati papa majjapana cha sanyamo appamado cha dhammesu. We should not be we should not be late to be engaged in dhamma, right? This is adult life, what we call gerontology, right? Gerontology means actually in the old age, people should have exemplary characters. Then whole the young generation will respect them, will follow them. Otherwise, that if we are complaining to the modern society that they are not respecting the elders, that means some weaknesses of the adults. Therefore, this is very important. Step 5. Now we go to the step 6. Now you see, this adult is now about 70 years old, 75 years old, no? Because now he has done all family duties and social duties, and also he has been a very exemplary character. But by this time, he may be about 70 or 75. Now, what he has to do? Now, actually, most of you today are engaged in this Dhamma series. Why? Maybe sometimes it is a common thing that in almost all the temples, etc., old people are always participating in these activities. Why? In the next two stanzas, explain that this sixth step. What is that? Garavocha nivatocha santutticha katanyata kalena dhamma savanang etam mangala muttama. You know, now around 70 or 75, what we have learned so far, chemistry, biology, agriculture, economics, they are useless now. Now we have to understand the Dhamma. Dhamma means the science of life. Dhamma explains what is the nature of life. Now we are concerned, we have to be concerned of that. That is why it says, Garavocha, we have to respect others. Nivatocha, we should be very humble. Because sometimes the old people are very proud, no? They do not care others, but they should be very humble. Garavocha nivasantutti. They should be happy. We should not be worried about the old age. We should be happy always. Katanyuta. We should be gratitude. We should show our gratitude to other people, because up to now many people have contributed for our life. No, we should not forget them. Garavocha nivatocha santuttecha katanyuta kalena dhamma savanam. In suitable times, we have to listen to the Dhamma talks. Then only we understand the nature of real life. Then the next one also is connected to the step 6. What is that? Khanti cha sova chasata samananancha dasanam kalena dhamma sakaccha etam mangala muttama. In old age, khanti means patience, because many old people are impatient, right? But patience is very important in this age. And also we should be obedient, because all people are like children. They should follow others' advice, because they may be in danger if they do not follow others' advice. Doctors' advice, the sons and daughters' advice, others' relatives' advice, because they are very weak now. Therefore, they have to be very obedient. The Kanti Sova Chastata, Samananancha Dastana. We always should visit the priests in the religion or in the temple, because when we associate with the priest, they advise us in a proper way. We get proper advice. Samananancha Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha. In suitable times, we have to hold Dhamma discussions like this. Then you know these two stanzas refer to the step 6. That means we should learn the science of life. That means Dhamma. and also we should develop our good qualities as patience, etc. Then we come to the step 7, last step. Then now maybe this the concerned person may be about 85 or 90 or 80 years old. Then now he or she is confined to the bed. But still, in this age, we should not be upset. We should not be unhappy about that because death is very near. But we should not be upset if we have planned our life according to these, along these steps. No one can be unhappy. They are very happy because they have organized their life according to a plan, right? Now they have come to the last stage. Now what they have to do? Now actually they are concerned of much about their own consciousness because physical body is weak, all other relationships, other activities are stopped. Now they are confined to the bed. Then tapocha brahmacharyancha arya satchana dasanam nibbana satya kiryacha etam mangala muttama. Now they have to concentrate their mind. Uh, it should not be confused, right? Practice meditation, brahmacharya, celibacy. That means a pure life. We have to uh, lead the pure life. Arya Satchana Dasanam. We have to understand the noble truths. Noble truths means dukkha samudaya nirodha magga. Suffering, cause of suffering, cessation of suffering, and the path leading to the cessation of suffering. The Arya Satchana Dasanam. Nibbana Satya Kiryacha. We have to think of how to realize Nibbana, the final realization in Buddhism. Then we have to dedicate our life in this last stage for spiritual development. Then what is the result then? Then these are the 7 steps that we have to follow according to the Mangala Sutta. Then when we are following these 7 steps, we always follow all the 38 blissful factors explained in the Mangala Sutta. Then the result is, effect is this. Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassana kampati asokang virajang khemang etam mangala muttamam. Puttassa loka dhammehi. You know, loka dhamma, natures of the world. There are 8 natures of the world in Buddhism explained. Labo, alabo, ayaso, yasocha, ninda, pasamsacha, sukhancha, dukkha. Laba, gaining. Alaba, losing. Labo, alab. Ayasa, ill fame. Yasa, fame. Labo, alabo, ayaso, ninda, blaming. Pasamsa, praising. Sukha, happiness. Dukkha, suffering. These 8 are called 8 good or bad. They have to face with these 8 natures of the world. Finally, that means when we are facing that old age, disease, all these things, all these 8 calamities, right? All these 8 natures of the world have to be experienced. Therefore, if we have followed, organized our life along these steps, Puttassa loka dhammehi chittang yassana kampati. Our mind will not be confused, right? Will not be moved. Chitta. Asokam. Our mind will not have sorrow. Asokam virajam. Our minds will be free from defilements. Asokam virajam kemam. Our minds will be fearless. Kemam. Asokam etam mangala muttama. This is also a great blessing. Now you see how useful if we make a plan like this to practice other suttas also, because we no need other Western scholars life theories. No, in gerontology also they have one theory called life course theory. Actually, it is also very similar to this. We have to organize because when we become old people, at that time we cannot adjust our life. From the beginning, from the childhood, we have to organize the life in accordance with these gradual steps. Then finally, whole life is a happy life, blissful life. We don't have to worry about anything. Then we face the final occasion also happily, and our next life also will be okay because our final consciousness is very pure, very happy. Then we will get a very good rebirth, and that life also good until we realize the nibbana. Whole the life will be, whole the existence of sin will be okay for us. Therefore, I think this is in brief, because I have no time to explain all the factors included in all the stanzas, but this is a new idea that I give because I have made plans for many of the discourses. That is why I prefer to talk only on those discourses. But in the future, I will make some plans for Parabhav and Vyagapajya also. But I have published them. Therefore, I think I wanted to give you something to be reflected on, not just to explain the facts. Explaining the facts: four noble truths, noble eightfold path, three characteristics, five aggregates, 12 bases, 18 elements. Actually, it is only a 50% of knowledge, but no practical aspect. In order to practice them, we should know how they are interconnected. Then we have to make a plan in order to put them into practice. I think this is my brief explanation of the Mangala Sutta today. And if you have any question in regard to this, now it is time for you to ask. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. I think there was an excellent sharing. I think this is the first time I've heard anybody speak about the Mangala Sutta in this way. You have actually put it in very broad terms, in terms of a plan. Because yes, we always study the suttas in terms of just the facts, just dry facts, and I think sometimes it's very hard to comprehend the facts alone just reading the sutta. So I think what you have done is an excellent piece of work in research in trying to make us understand the Mangala Sutta, and you have kind of even simplified it for us in the fact that you start from a very young age as a child, and then as you grow older, the things that you need to do to have a perfect, good life. Let me see. Is there any questions that we can answer? Mm. There's one question here, Professor. Can you
Yeah.
see the question? What about contentment? Can you please explain its usefulness in modern living? Thank you.
Contentment.
Yes.
Contentment means actually satisfaction. That means there is no contentment in life. Unava hutvana jahanti deham, because whole world is in a flux. Whole world is conditioned by causes and effects. Therefore, all are changing all the time. Then, but we try to achieve something permanently. Because of greed, we try to achieve all the things that we like. Because of hate, we try to reject everything that is not suitable for our life. These are the two reactions of the people. The world is in action because world is always moving. Therefore, world is an action. To this action, we react in two ways. We try to get what we like. We try to reject what we don't like. But we cannot get 100% what we like, and we cannot reject 100% what we don't like. Always we are unsatisfied in these two reactions. Therefore, moha or delusion is always existing in our consciousness. That is unsatisfactoriness. But as long as we live in this world, we cannot completely uh, be free from this. Therefore, Buddha has advised reduce greed, reduce hatred. Then, in relation to greed and hate, our confusion also will decrease. That is the best way. Because, uh, for example, let us say that we cannot change the world. We are trying to change the world according as we wish. Therefore, that cannot be done because we have to live in the world with the knowledge of these conditions, right? Without too much attached to that and without too much against it. That means like the cat taking the cubs. Cat is taking the cub with teeth. Teeth are very sharp, but no harm to the neck, no? And also it is not it takes the cubs not too loose because when it jumps over something, the cub does not fall, no? Like that, we have to follow the middle path, and then only contentment is there. But if we are going chasing after our desire and hate, we will never get contentment, satisfaction. Therefore, uh, balanced life. Balanced life means our mentality should be well balanced by following the three stages of the Buddhist path: Sila, Samadhi, Panya. That means behavioral uh, restrainment, psychological restrainment, and cognitive restrainment. Actually, in modern sciences, they call behavioral therapy, psychological therapy, cognitive therapy. Sila means behavioral therapy. That means our behavior should be well restrained, and external behavior, verbal and physical behavior. And samadhi means mental behavior. Mind should be concentrated. It is called psychological therapy. And also, when we have these two kinds of restrainment, physical and mental, then we can understand the reality of the world. That is called panya, wisdom, cognitive therapy. Then we can understand and ignore unnecessary things, right? If we put everything, necessary and unnecessary things, into the mind, then our mind will be full of many things. Therefore, in order to have a contented life, what we have to do, we have to lose many things, not to add many things. I will tell you a short story in the Zen Buddhism. One Buddhist monk went to the bus stand and there was a dustbin. Then many people were there. Then he opened the dustbin and he took one by one all the dirty things and put outside. Then people gathered round and they asked the monk, "What are you searching for?" "Oh, I am searching for Nibbana, the final realization of Buddhism." Then the people asked, "How can you find Nibbana in the dustbin?" "No, if we remove the old dirties inside, then there is Nibbana." Like that, we have to we have to lead a simple life, organized life, planned life. Then only we have contentment. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. I guess our minds are like dustbin, so we have to clear our minds just like the dustbin to attain nibbana. Uh, just one observation, Professor. You mentioned earlier about in the early stages of our life when we are children, uh, parent support is very crucial in the upbringing of a child. Uh, I think if you notice, many people when before the pandemic, when we used to have Sunday schools, I think in Sri Lanka also you also have Sunday Dhamma schools. Normally, the
Yeah.
parents just come and drop off the kids in the Sunday school, and the parents will go and do their normal thing. They will go to the market or they will go and watch a movie or whatever it is, and then come back later and pick up the kid because they leave the responsibility to the Sunday school teacher. But in what you said, I mean, in earlier, I think it's critical that we change the education system, Buddhist education system, where parents actually be involved with the upbringing, the religious upbringing of the child. So you have an experiential learning system where children and parents study the religion together, and I think that should be more useful in Dhamma education. What are your thoughts on this, Professor?
100% correct. Because if we put the child into at the dharma school, and if we go and watch a film, etc., it is useless. Because parents should be involved. Actually, they should stay in the dharma school. They also can do many things. There is a shrine room, pagoda, etc. They can meditate. They can engage in Buddhism. Then that is not only for the children. Otherwise, the children will think, "Oh, we are we are forced to do this. My parents are not doing, but parents should be should train themselves in the same discipline, because Dharma school is very important. The actually in some programs, actually in Sri Lanka we also have English medium Dharma school. One day we have to organize that children observe the precepts. The next that means parents treat them, and next day parents should observe the precepts and children serve them, like that. It should be a mutual development. Therefore, I think for all the occasions in the childhood, parents should be with them. Parents should guide them. Otherwise, we are behaving in a separate way, and we ask the children to train them. No, it is useless. I think very good suggestion. 100% I agree, because otherwise we should have adult Dharma schools separately, because we should teach them. Otherwise, useless. Because Dhamma is for all, no? It is not limited to the children or some others. Whole the life, all the people should be engaged in Dharma activities. But remember this saying, Satang Vihaya Bhoktavyam. If you have 100 things to do, 100 duties, give up them, because you have to eat on time. Eating is more important. You can give up 100 other activities and eat on time. Satang vihaya bhoktavya. Sahasrasnanamevacha. If you have 1,000 works to do, give up them, but take bath on time. That bathing is more important than eating, because you have to eat giving away 100 activities, but you have to take bath even giving up 1,000 activities, because sleeping is more important than eating. Laksam hitvana no satang vihaya bhoktavyam sahasrasnana mevacha. 1,000 works you have to give up, but take a bath. That bathing is more important than eating. The bathing, laksang hitvana suptavyam. We even giving up 100,000 activities, you have to sleep. Then sleeping is more important than bathing. Taking bath. You know, taking bath is more important than eating, right? And sleeping is more important than taking bath. Quoting hitva muning vrajet, giving up hundreds of thousands of activities, go to the temple, go to the teacher and practice religion. Then religious practice is the most important factor in life, because all other requirements, the biological needs, security needs, social needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs, according to Abraham Maslow. But all those things are temporary. But finally, when we face the death, we should have we have a requirement called spiritual need. Spiritual needs of the people are fulfilled only by following religion. Therefore, the most important factor in life is religious training. It should be done by all, not only by the children but also by parents. Thank you. It's a very important issue that Mr. Tilak pointed out. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you. Uh, Now I think as Professor mentioned, the most important thing is to visit
I can. Yeah.
temples and to learn the Dhamma. So now actually there's no more excuse, because the Buddhist Mahavihara is also open, normal hours, of course with limited number of people. Our Sunday school will be open, I think, sometime in June. Right now it's online. So, but still, the temple is open, and you can always come and visit, and you can also speak to the monks in the Buddhist Mahavihara if you have any queries or doubts. So we have come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing, and we would. Oh, sorry, there's one more question, doctors. Let me, professor. Sorry, let me see. Can you see that
I
question?
hear.
Can you see? Or shall I
I
read it to
cannot
you?
hear.
Okay. Let me read the question to you. Yes, if parents are not keen in the study of Buddha Dhamma, how can they expect their kids to also be interested in the Buddha Dhamma? Parents must lead by example. This is very
No, no,
important and meaningful. Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying?
no, it's still, yes.
Okay, yes, if parents are not keen in the study of
No,
Buddha
no, no.
Dhamma, you can't hear me. Okay,
They are
I
very
think it's
noisy.
noisy. Yeah? Where is the noise coming from? Because there's nothing running on the background. Um, if parents are not keen in the study of Buddha Dhamma, how can they expect their children to be interested in the Buddha Dhamma? Parents must lead by example. This is very important and meaningful. I think that's a
Yeah,
point
yeah, sure.
to verify. Yeah, to verify what you just said earlier.
Yeah, no, no doubt, no argument. It should be because if parents are not doing that, children will never do. That is the thing. Therefore, we should give the example first.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Professor. I think we've come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. Before we end, just let me quickly, briefly inform you. Next Friday, we have Bante Jinananda from Canada, who will be talking about the shortcut to Nibbana based on the Satipatthana Sutta. Those of you who followed us last Friday, Bante spoke about the one of the another suttas, and he was also based on the Nibbana. But this Friday is on the shortcut to Nibbana by Bante Jinananda from Canada. So before we end, let me take this opportunity to thank Professor Sumanapala for joining us this evening. Professor, thank you so much for taking time off to
Thank
be
you
with
very
us.
much. All
On
of
be-
you be well and happy and have a long life, health, and prosperity in life. I wish so all the time. Thank you very much. Especially, I am thankful to Mr. Hilak for inviting me and introducing me to this new group of people who are interested in Dhamma. I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You can also follow us
And
next
also,
Sunday. Yeah,
just a
next
minute.
Sunday.
I
Yeah,
no, no, please wait. I have to mention this. I have forgotten it because actually, Venerable Kirinde Dhammananda Thera, Nayaka Thera, I think he is the landmark of uh, Buddhist culture in Malaysia as well as in the other countries. Actually, I have had some Dhamma discussions with him on television in Sri Lanka, and I know him well, and I respect him very much. And also, with the merits that we have acquired by discussing Dhamma, with the influence of that merits, he may have uh, good life as well as he may realize Nibbana, and also all others who have passed away on behalf of the temple and on behalf of you may have a good life hereafter and may attain Nibbana. Thank you very much.
thank you, Professor. So, on behalf of the monks and the committee of management of the Buddhist Mahavihara, thank you for coming, joining us. To also the sponsors this evening for helping to ensure that this program runs smoothly, and to all our listeners and viewers throughout the world. I hope you enjoyed Professor Sumanapala's explanation of the Mangala Sutta. If you did, please follow us next Sunday. But Professor will be talking about the Sigala Vada Sutta, and he'll be giving his version of how to comprehend and understand the Sigala Vada Sutta. So, with that, we've come to the end of this evening's Dhamma sharing. We will see you next Friday evening once again. Sadhu, and a pleasant evening to one and all.